So I want to take it from here. If we see now that the Tower of Babel is talking about the mind control, the language control, the censorship that's going on, and we here now have the story of Noah, which is a blueprint of this cultural battle that's going to be. I remember my mom telling me one time that there was a Time magazine that the cover said child-free living, where it was like the cool thing to do is to not have children, child-free. It's like they're just encouraging people to not have children. And here Noah is told, be fruitful and multiply. That's the Torah way. Have families. Children are a blessing. And all of this is just wisdom for us to know how to live in the world, how to be in the world, how to bring light into the world. And as we bring light into the world, we bring light into our own lives. And Noah is the prototype. It's the template. And the word Noah in Hebrew literally means comfort. It means console. It means relax. It means to chill. It means easy. And imagine that. The most chaotic event in world history. I mean, you take, let's say, the beginning of the Bible is the story of the flood, total chaos and destruction. And then the end of the Bible is Gog and Magog, total chaos and destruction. And it's like their bookend here. It's going to start with chaos. It's going to end with chaos. And out of both of those things, what's going to emerge is tikkun, is fixing. Mashiach is going to bring a new reality to the world. Noah brought a new reality to the world. But imagine the name of Noah is comfort, relax, easy in the times of total chaos. And so that is a blueprint for us. Last year, we spoke about building our ark. And we said the first story of humanity after the garden, it ends pretty ugly. And that's teaching every little school child, everyone, get ready. Build an ark, because the flood is always going to come. And that's very wise. That's maybe how the Jewish people survived 2,000 years of exile, because we're always preparing for the flood. We always have an ark. The first building of our ark is in our character, in our attributes, in our inner world. And then we have our families, our marriages, our children. Then we have our communities around us. All of that is our base. All of that is our ark. But I want to talk this year about something that's a little bit more on the inside. How do we build our inner arks? How do we live a Noah life, a life of comfort, a life of consolation, of relaxation, of easiness in times of a flood? Like, that's such an obvious contrast. So what does that mean for us? So the Hebrew language, I put it right here on my notebook. Let's see if I can pull this up for you here. The Hebrew language here, oh no, does it not show? No, Zoom, you stupid technology. Oh no. All right, I'm not able to show it to you. Stupid Chinese technology. All right, so the Hebrew word is panim. Let's just try to remember that. Pei nun yud mem, panim. Remove the background, that will work. So hold on one second. Let me remove my background. It's important enough. We're having a technical difficulty, but we're going to figure out how to do this. Hold on one second. None. Did that? Okay, let's see if that works. Okay, can you guys see that? It's like upside down here. This is the word in Hebrew written backwards, panim. Now that word can be read in two different ways. It can either be read as panim, that means face or the outside of something, the exterior of something. But the same exact word, pnim, means the inside of something. So the same exact word, panim and pnim, mean the exact opposites. I'm going to put the farm back behind us here. There we go. So that's what Hebrew is doing there, is it's establishing a law for us. It's establishing us the rules of the game. Hebrew is what defines reality. And so what it's telling us is the law of reflection. And for those of you that have your journals, this is a very important thing to keep right now in your journal. The law of reflection. Chok or klal hahishtakfut, the law of reflection, states that your outer world, your panim, your outer world will always be a reflection of your inner world. That's it. Meaning, when you feel chaos outside and your life is confusing and there's all this chaos that's going on, the best thing that you can do is just make order of your outside environment. Clean up your bedroom, clean up your kitchen, clean up your living room. And as you actually make order of your panim, of your outside, it will reflect back to your inside. And if you just notice it, the days that I am just all over the place, everything around me is all over the place. And as I organize my outside, I organize my inside. And the more organized my inside is, it reflects on the outside. And that is a law in the Hebrew language, that panim and pnim is the same. It's like the law of reflection. It's like looking at a mirror. And then what do we have here? Noach. Noach is, we says, matzachen be'enei Hashem. Can we put up that the first description, or one of the first descriptions of Noach? It says, and Noah found favor in the eyes of God. And so in Hebrew, it says Noach, matzah, chen. Chen is grace. Noach is Noah's name. He found grace in the eyes of God. But look at that. Noach found grace. He found his own reflection. Noach and chen are reflective. They're letters that are backwards, as if Noach looked into a mirror and saw himself with his letters backwards. Noach found his reflection. And then God is saying, I'm teaching you a law now, Noah. I'm teaching you the law of reflection. I am about to bring a flood. What you need to do now is organize your environment around you. Get your family together, get your wife, get your children, get their families, and build an ark. What does that look like? It has this many cubits. It has this many sections. It has this height. It's this many floors. It's like a very organized, it's like the ark and the tabernacle are the only times in the Bible where there's such exact dimensions of how to build it, because the Torah is teaching us how do we make order in our lives in times of absolute chaos, where Facebook and Twitter and all of the chaos that Ari was talking about. How do we do that? Oh, we got to make order in our lives. That's the law of reflection. And so here we can see something else then. Not only do we have the law of reflection, where Noach is told, listen, for you to survive the flood, you need to build an ark, but the ark needs to be exact. It needs to be clean. It needs to be orderly. Make order in your immediate exterior environment, and you will find order in your interior world, in your inner world. And that's why I think the first meme that became famous from Jordan Peterson, it went viral, was like these college kids are like, we're going to make a revolution. We're going to change the government. We're 18 years old and we're going to change the world. And then he said, could you just clean your room? Just clean your room. You can't even clean your room. You're going to change the government and financial institutions of the world. Just clean your room. And it went viral because it was just such a smart, brilliant response to their stupidity of these like arrogant college kids that are going to change the institutions of the world. It's like, just clean your room. But then he took it further and he said, listen, really start off by cleaning your room. And what he was touching on is the law of reflection that we're taught through the story of Noach. That Noach has said, listen, the chaos is going to come. All of us are going to have it. People are going to get sick. We're going to lose our jobs. Corona, who knows what. And in those times, the best thing to do is to make order in our immediate surroundings. And then from that, you can go out, just build an ark. But it's to build an ark on the inside. And the inside is a reflection of the outside. Now, there's another thing that is absolutely beautiful about the story of Noah's Ark. Because on one hand, you could understand the story of Noah's Ark and say, you know what? I'm going to be Amish. I'm going all the way. By world, I'm going to build an ark and I'm going to go move out to Amish country. I'm going to move to the Judean mountains and I'm just going to leave the world behind. See you later. But then Noah is told something very beautiful. He's told how to build the ark, and it specifically says that he needs to do something. Can we put up that quote at in the middle of the story? So here we have Genesis chapter 6, verse 16. It says, you shall make a window for the ark, and you shall finish it to a cubit from above. So in English, it says you shall make a window, but the Hebrew word there is not necessarily window. The Hebrew word is sohar. It says sohar ta'aseh la teva. Make a sohar. So what is that Hebrew word sohar? So the Midrash gives two interpretations, and those two interpretations are actually the balance that we need in our own lives. How do we build an ark? So one interpretation brought down, it says it's a window. It says make a window in the ark. Don't just totally seal yourself off from the world, but leave an opening. Have contact with that world. Let some of that world in, and you can actually light out into that world. Don't just make an ark that's not open to the world. Even if there's chaos around you, it's okay. Our job is to have a window in the ark. But then there's another interpretation that says Sohar is in fact a beautiful gem, like a diamond or a sapphire. It says put on the side of your ark a beautiful gem. And that gem is going to be like a window that reflects in some of the light and shines off light to the others. Now, what's the difference? Like, why are the rabbis even talking about this? Like, okay, make a window, make a window. What do we care if it's a window or a gem? What's that about? It's teaching us something so deep. It's saying, well, one is saying, listen, make a window. Fearless. Just open it up. Let the world come in and you go out. And then they're saying, no. The Midrash says it's not just a window, but it's a gem. That gem serves as a filter. Don't just open yourself up to the world. I don't have Facebook. Ari's on Facebook. I don't even have Facebook. I have a Facebook page that people post things for me. Tabitha posts things on Facebook. You can't reach me on Facebook. I don't talk to Facebook. I have a gem that doesn't let Facebook into my life. If I want to talk to people, they can WhatsApp me and they can email me. I don't do Facebook. I've put a gem there, and I don't just have a window open to the rest of the world. And so that is the balance that each person needs to decide. And it could be sometimes that gem needs to be a sapphire where very, very little is coming in and very little is going out. There sometimes need to be times where we really hunker down and we just go on the inside in something like protection. Exactly, Miriam. And then sometimes we need to open it up a little bit and bring out light to the world, and even let some of the world into our ark and let them experience Shabbat and let them experience what we're experiencing, let them taste of the Torah. But as we build our ark, that verse is saying, don't forget about the world. There needs to be a window there. Is the window just open, or is there a beautiful gem that is somehow a filtering system? But either way, there needs to be a window. We can't just say, all right, the world is evil, the world is bad, I'm locking myself in my ark, bye, I'm going Amish. No, that's not the biblical way. The children of Abraham are constantly involved like the doctors of the world. Our job is to heal. Our job is to bring light. But the question is, how much do we let in and how much do we let out? And that needs to be a prayer that each family kind of opens their heart to the guidance. But that needs to be a question that we're asking ourselves. And so may we all, find the law of reflection. And may we see our outside world and may it reflect our inside world, but not just in the attributes and how we talk and how we kind of express ourselves. Obviously, like when we're just our demeanor, that's obviously coming from the inside. But I actually mean our outside world, our homes, our cars, that immediate environment. If we take care of that and we clean it up and we organize it, it actually organizes our own minds, organizes our spirits. It makes us feel Noach. It teaches us how to be in comfort, even in chaotic times. It gives us like a safe space where even if there's a lot of floods around us, on the inside, there's a place where we can be Noach, we can be relaxed, we can be calm, we can be easy if we make that environment easy. So Hashem should bless all of us that it looks like the world is just going bonkers. It's just getting crazier by the day. And so we should be blessed with the guidance of Noach, that we should find chen, we should find grace in God's eyes, in the eyes of the people around us. And in that reflection, as we sort of fix our surroundings, we sort of fix everyone else around us. And as we light up our own lives, we light up the people around us. And then we know exactly the window that's right for our lives and for our families, how much light to let in and how much light to let out. And I think that that will be the path that will take us through these waters all the way to dry lands and all the way to Jerusalem.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Gimpel. A lot of people want to know exactly what the Land of Israel Fellowship is and what members receive when they join. So let me explain. The Land of Israel Fellowship is a global online community with hundreds of members from over 40 countries around the world. They're live sessions and gatherings that create a direct personal connection to the land of Israel and to lovers of Israel from around the world. There's no online gathering that I'm familiar with that is connected to the land of Israel, that unites and brings together such a diverse group of people, backgrounds, and nationalities. It feels like prophecy. It feels like something we need in these times, like a window in to a better future on the horizon. There's a divine unity we experience every week in our fellowship broadcast. We heard these amazing teachings from an authentic Hebrew and Israel perspective and our jaws drop. Not only because they ring so true and are such a blessing, because they are so consistent with what we believe. These Sunday morning gatherings are nothing less than a house of prayer for all nations. Cindy Lowe, the United States of America. The Land of Israel Fellowship is an amazing resource for learning Torah, the Bible, and the prophets, unfiltered and uncensored directly from the land of Israel. We've been studying Torah for almost 20 years, but we feel we are stepping into it more than ever and seeing new depth and dimensions to Scripture. We're encouraged more and more every week. Callan Ardell, USA. Members receive access to all the archives in the library of teachings on every portion of the Torah, the biblical feast, Hebrew prayer, prophecy, sessions on the ancient wisdom of the prophets of Israel to help us navigate through these turbulent times. These sessions are so rich. I re-listen to each, and truly each session is the best one yet. Tehila is a tremendous asset, and the teachings Ari shares are so rich. I've read the Bible so many times, and I've known the things you are teaching. The Hebrew understanding is what Christians have missed for centuries. Sister Georgian from Germany. The Land of Israel Fellowship is truly unique because it's built upon personal relationships with the teachers of the fellowship, myself, Rabbi Ari Abramowitz, and Tehila Gimpel. Every member has direct access to the staff 24/6 via email or direct WhatsApp to ask questions, to comment, to connect directly to all the teachers. And over the last years, we've connected to some of the most beautiful people on the planet. So if you want to find out more and join the Land of Israel Fellowship, you can click on the link below. And if you want to try it out for just a month, you can email fellowship@thelandofisrael.com and we'll hook you up. I hope to see you. Shalom from the mountains of Judea.